All right, for this lesson, we are going to take two things we've done, sort of combine them. So we've talked about multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000, where you add those zeros. But now, instead, we're going to multiply by multiples of those numbers. So say you got a problem like 548 times 60. Now, you could do window method like 3 by 2 to figure that out. But what if you get a problem like 935 times 8,000? Now you're going to be making a giant 3 by 4 box. Like, that's just insane. You can do it that way, but there is a simpler way that I am going to show you. So let me go back to that first one, 548 times 60. Now we can ignore that 0 for a second and just do 548 times 6. Now you can do it in any method you want. Go back and rewatch the videos if you need a reminder how to do that. I'll just show the lattice way for this one. I'll try to mix it up. So I have 548 times 6. Again, remember, I'm ignoring that 0 for just a second. So now I do 6 times 8 is 48, 4 times 6 is 24, and 5 times 6 is 30. I add it like normal, 8, 8, 2, and 3. So 3, 2, 8, 8. And now I can take that 0 and just put it on my answer. Put my comma. So 548 times 60 is 32,880. So we do what's called multiplying the base fact, and then we can add on our zeros at the end. This can work no matter how many zeros you have. So if I have 659 times 300, again, I can ignore those zeros and just do 659 times 3. This time I'll do the window method, but remember, you can do any method that you choose. So I have 659 times just 3 for now. 9 times 3 is 27. 50 times 3 is 150. And 600 times 3 is going to be 1,800. So now I can add those three numbers together. 150, 27, 7, 7, 9, 1. So I get 1977. Now I'm going to take those two zeros, put them on to get my final answer of 197,700. Okay, so I do the base fact, and then I can put on those zeros after I get my answer to the base problem. Let's do one more that has even more zeros to show how it can work. So if I have 935 times 8,000, I'm just going to multiply my base fact, 935 times 8. I'll use the standard algorithm for this one. Remember, any method is fine. 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 2 is 74. So I get 7, 4, 8, 0. Now I'm going to take my 3 zeros and put them on. Put my commas in there. So I get 7,480,000 as my final answer. Hopefully you can see how we're just connecting multiplying by single digit numbers along with multiplying by 10, 100, or 1,000. On your worksheet, notice you do have some normal ones. So they just gave you the base fact. And then when they add that 0, all you have to do is take this number, write it here, and put a 0 on the end. Same here. They added 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 3 zeros. Now, it does talk about estimating. So I want to go over estimating. So if I have something like we'll just do a short one. 47 times 59. So if I want to estimate the answer to this, this can be helpful so that when I actually do it, I know if I'm close or not. So round it to the first digit is fine. So 10's in this case. So I have 50 times 60. So I can just do my base fact. 5 times 6 is 30. And then look, 1 0, 2 zeros, 2 zeros. So 3,000 is my answer. So I know that when I actually do the multiplying, it should be pretty close to 3,000. Let's do one where we have to round a little bit more. So if I have 4,734 times 28. Now it doesn't tell me what to round to, but you can always just round to that first digit. So in this case, the thousands. The 7 tells me to round up to 5,000. The 8 also tells me to round up to 30. Lots of rounding up on these. So then I have 5 times 3 is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So I get 150,000. Let's do just one more estimating problem. So if I have 947 times 32, I can round to the hundreds in this case. So 4 tells me that the 9 needs to stay the same, times 2 tells me the 3 needs to stay the same, right? Because I'm closest to 900, I'm closer to 30, not 40. 9 times 7 is 9 times 7. 9 times 3 is 27. And then I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. 27,000 is my estimated answer. Now, sometimes it'll then ask you to get the actual answer. So after you multiply these, your answer should be pretty close to 27,000. Like, let me just I will tell you what the actual answer is. So the actual answer is 30,304, which you might say, oh, that's not close to 27,000, but with multiplying, they're not as close as with adding or subtracting. So 30,000 is relatively close to 27,000. We didn't get 3,000, we didn't get 300,000. It's at least in the ballpark. So that can help us know we're on the right track. That should sum up this. If you have more questions, make sure you let me know. Notice on this section, it does say estimate by rounding. So you're not getting actual answers. You are estimating for that one. Good luck.